This again. I didn't think I'd be doing it again, but here I am, redoing all 9 of these videos, starting with Flanker. Before we start, I want to say that yes, I know this isn't original, and I know I can play TF2. And also, I want to say thank you to Jessaf and my friend Disappointment for a few of these clips. So with that being said, let's begin. The lever shotgun is easily one of the most popular weapons used on Flanker. It's got good DPS, and it's not only reliable, but just really easy to use. It being a stock weapon really gives you an idea on why so many people use it. New, old, any player uses this really if they just want to have a fighting chance in the game. So then it really comes down to the level. And if they're a low level, it's fine. But if they're a high level, oh lord. You know that stereotype I just gave to the lever shotgun? Crank that up to 11. It gets annoying hella fast. Not only do more people have it due to it being in the item shop recently, but it's also in the drop rotation again, because of the summer update. More people than ever have this, newer and older players alike, so if you see this, they're annoying. That's it, they're annoying. The Lupara isn't used all too much, usually outshined by stock or the soda popper. That doesn't mean it's bad though. The special knockback mechanic grants you silly environmental kills and extra movement, allowing for insane plays with either the Winger or the Witch's Brew. If someone is using this, they're typically using it for its extra mobility or to dick around with people with the knockback. Does anyone use this reskin? No, like, I'm genuinely wondering. I've barely ever seen this used recently. Hell, even when it came out 2 years ago in the Vacation Pass and the 2022 Summer Update, I barely saw it in play. Also, when are we gonna get another Battle Pass? This shit was sick. Anyways, side tangent aside, no one uses this. Sorry if you do, because I have not seen enough people using this to give it a stereotype. After playing with this weapon for a bit, I can definitely see the appeal. It's a good side grade to an already good side grade, although, sadly, I haven't seen it used too often. But when I do, they're pretty good, and not only at Flanker, but just movement in general. I definitely suggest using this weapon for its potential for not only fun, but the potential to dominate people on the enemy team. The Babyface is a great side grade if you want to unlock Flanker's speed potential. Increasing any class's base speed is always going to be a good upside, but allowing him to double jump unlike TF2's version, and also letting him keep more boost after taking damage is really good, allowing for crazy, speedy killing sprees. The people who use this are really good. I'm going to be honest, people that use this are really good. And it also needs a new model, because it hasn't gotten one for almost 6 years now. The Perceptionist is actually a really good weapon. In the original Flanker video, I kinda dogged on it for not being useful, but it's actually really useful if you can get into the backlines. It's also kinda picky with the back damage, sometimes letting you deal mini-crits from the front if you're close enough, but other than that, it's a good balanced weapon. It's kinda sad no one uses it. Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like how annoying Flanker is? No? Do you want to have it ramped up higher than Mule Maulers? No? That's too bad. Look no further. The shortstop is here. Seriously, I haven't seen a shortstop flanker that isn't annoying, most likely using the Witch's Brew alongside it. Now, I understand why people do use this. It's a decent side grade for longer range damage output, allowing for different secondary options outside of pistols. But then again, just like the soda popper, I really just don't see this being used. Alright, look, I gotta know, who uses this? Last time I said it was used in bosses more than pubs, but even then I don't see it. Look, the design concept isn't bad. There's many barrage weapons in TC2, but if you want to use a shotgun to hold M1 to load it, just play these guys with the Frankenstein. How come anytime I see this thing used, it's outside of a game mode that it's actually useful on? I've seen this thing in Capture the Flag more than Payload. Hell, I've seen it used in player destruction more than Payload. Nah, the pistol. Old reliable. A very good pick if you want medium range damage output, and also insanely annoying going against a flanker with good aim. The damage output on this thing is actually insane with good tracking, allowing for mag dumps resulting in at least 1 kill. But if the flanker is bad, you still want to be careful. Underestimating the power of the pistol could get you back on a respawn timer. I just don't see this anymore. Just like the mock coach, this thing kind of fell off after 2022's summer update. I want to give this a stereotype because it's a pretty good reskin, but I just can't due to a lack of use. This is the flanker that don't need no medic. He can handle his own just fine with his quickfire pistol that not only heals, but also overheals him, without decay. But sometimes he does forget that he has it and dies due to him not topping himself up with a kill. Or they try too hard to get a kill and die with it. And there's the rare occasions where he gets pocketed by a doctor, and what would usually be a pretty difficult enemy to kill is just a snipe away from ease. Also, I want to add that the summer FM update really made this thing look a lot better. I said it last time and I'll say it again. This is a good choice. Good DPS in quick bursts rather than the same DPS over long times. Of course, not many people use this, preferring other pistols or just other secondaries in general. I've only ever seen 4 people agree with me that this weapon is good. And no, I'm not joking. This weapon isn't a bad pick, again. The movement it provides is great, and the damage output is decent as well. But when I see it used, they're not using the extra mobility to their advantage. But like I said with a few of these other items, it's just not used as much, so sorry. Outside of being used to mess around in enemy backlines or to stack sentries, this isn't used all too often. I only know one guy who uses this, and he uses it for one of the previously mentioned common uses. Really wish I could give a stereotype, but again, lack of play. Oh, this is gonna be a running gag, isn't it? It's the same stereotype as the Bloxy Cola, but used even less. The Witch's Brew is actually a really good pick, allowing for insane amounts of DPS if your aim is good. It kinda sucks that people who use it have the opposite of that. Really, tell me the last time you've seen a Witch's Brew flanker hit his shots. Go on. I'm waiting. A great underused and underrated support weapon. The ability to grant your team not only healing, but also extinguishing fires is really good. Kinda sad the flankers that use it don't do that. They use it for self-use only, really. Rarely using it for team support. Oh, and they also forget they have it when they're on fire. One of the better reskins in the game, but again, not really used. Sorry. Not used. If so, they miss. Hell, even I miss my throws most of the time. I don't know what it is, but no one can seem to hit shurikens on moving targets. But it's probably because no one's using it, and they're not used to the way you throw it. Again, a pretty good pick if you want to use extra mobility to your advantage, but it's just like the Winger in the fact that it's not usually used to its full potential. At least from what I've seen. Oh, and again, it's not very used often, and it's mostly used among new players. Honestly, a really solid pick. There's no reason not to use it, but there are reasons to swap off of it. That's really what a stock weapon is for, a baseline for all side grades. Although the people that do use this refuse to swap off of it. So, yeah. God, you're cool. You have a TF2 weapon in TC2? No, that's honestly sick. Like, I really do wish I had one. Dorcas. Please don't ban me, actually. I was joking. This is only given out by devs, so if you have one, you're really lucky to be given one. So, congrats on your free melee skin for all classes but 2. Hey guys, isn't the fish joke funny? Isn't it funny? Look, I'm hitting people with a fish. That means I'm cool. Please laugh, guys. Why aren't you laughing? They use this on every class, but only if it's strangified. If it's not, it's never used. That's it. Just another unused stock reskin. I mean, it is used, just not on Flanker. A great tool for mobility and getting out of hairy situations, but like many of this dude's weapons, it's not used. What a shocker. The only person I've ever seen this in a server that had it is Camel Camper. Yep, that's it. Camel Camper is a stereotype. The frying pan, but fancy. In all seriousness, you're insanely lucky to have one of these. I rarely see anyone have these, like, ever. I know GSAF has one, though. Hell, he gave me these clips, and he's probably watching right now, so... Hi, GSAF. Mostly used among newer players, trying to get in cheeky hits between meat shots, or just straight up trying to go for melee kills, and then dying because they missed their melee hit. I've genuinely never seen this being used. No, seriously, I've never seen gameplay of this weapon. So if you have one, you're like really lucky, but you also don't use it, so yeah. This is honestly one of the more commonly used flanker melees. The ability to get small health packs on kill with any weapon in your kit is great upside, considering you get ammo back from killing people, though downside is pretty negligible, so the people that use it are very confident, for better or worse. After the Summer FM update changed it so you're not fully blind when the ball hits you, I've seen this used less, but it's not too rare to see a teammate running it considering it can extinguish teammates with the ball. And if you didn't know that, you're welcome. Yeah, the stereotype is the same as the original video. They'll try to kill you with the mini crit no matter what, pyro on their team or not, and most likely a new player. This isn't used as much. It's simply just outshined by its little brothers, but it doesn't mean it's a bad pick, typically used by flankers that just want to get easy meat shots in, but ultimately miss them anyway. I swear to God, I'm gonna have an aneurysm if I get another reskin that just isn't used. This thing. This fucking... You know, I used to hate this, but since the Summer FM update practically neutered this thing, I just sit back and laugh at the Rap Assassin fanboys whining about the bobble damage nerf. This is typically used in bosses more than pubs, but it's not a bad pick. Probably used by flankers that want the upsides of the Witch's Brew without taking mini crits and wanting a damage dealing secondary. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Well, that's flanker done. Next up is troopers, so if you'd like to give me any suggestions for stereotypes in the comments, I'd love to hear them. Again, thank you for Jessaf and my friend Disappointment for a bunch of these clips. Helped me out a ton. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all on the next one.